Queen Unha sat on her throne, staring at the shimmering crystals that made up the walls of her palace. The light from the twin suns outside danced across the room, casting colorful reflections on the marble floor. It was beautiful, but she felt no joy. Her heart was heavy with loneliness. Unha had been queen for 3 years now. She had taken the throne after her parents disappeared during a mysterious space voyage. No one knew what had happened to them, and their absence left a void in her life. The people of Lyria Prime loved her and respected her decisions, but she often felt like an outsider among them. Her advisors told her it was her duty to focus only on ruling. They warned her about forming close bonds, especially with beings from other species. "Humans are dangerous," Commander Hyunjun would say. "They bring chaos wherever they go." Unha trusted Hyunjun. He had served her family for many years, and his advice had always been wise. But deep down, she wondered if humans were truly as bad as everyone said. She had never met one. But stories of their bravery and curiosity intrigued her. Still, she pushed those thoughts aside. A queen could not afford distractions. One day, as Unha reviewed reports in the royal chamber, Hyunjun entered with urgent news. His face was grim, and his steps quickened as he approached her. "Your Majesty," he began, bowing slightly. "Our patrols have spotted human ships near our borders. They are moving closer." "Are moving closer," Unha frowned. "Are they hostile?" "We don't know yet," Hyunjun replied. "But we cannot take chances. I recommend sending additional forces to intercept them." Unha nodded slowly. "Do it, but order them to avoid conflict unless absolutely necessary." Hyunjun hesitated. "Your Majesty, forgive me, but this could be dangerous. Humans are unpredictable. If they cross into our territory, I understand your concerns," Unha interrupted gently. "But we must not act rashly. Let us see what they want first." Later that evening, Unha stood on the balcony of her palace, gazing at the stars. She thought about the human ships. Who were these strangers? What did they seek in Kalith space? And why did the mention of humans fill her with both fear and curiosity? The next morning, Unha decided to join a diplomatic mission to a nearby moon. It was rare for her to leave Lyria Prime, but she wanted to oversee negotiations with neighboring planets personally. Perhaps being away from the palace would help clear her mind. As her ship descended onto the moon's surface, Unha noticed something unusual on the horizon. Smoke rose from a distant crater, and faint explosions echoed through the air. The pilot turned to her. "Your Majesty, sensors indicate a damaged spacecraft ahead. It appears to be human." Unha's heart raced. This was unexpected. "Take us closer," she commanded. When they arrived, the scene was chaotic. Debris floated around a wrecked ship, its hull scorched and broken. Emergency signals blinked weakly from inside. Unha stepped out of her shuttle. Flanked by guards, carefully, they approached the wreckage. Inside, they found only one survivor, a man lying unconscious amidst twisted metal. His clothes were torn, and his face was pale, but he was alive. Unha knelt beside him, studying his features. He looked different from the Kalith people. His skin was darker, his hair shorter, and his build leaner. Yet there was something familiar about him, as though she had seen his kind before in dreams. "Bring him aboard," Unha instructed. "We will tend to his injuries." Back on her ship, the man regained consciousness. His eyes fluttered open, and he looked around in confusion. When he saw Unha, he tried to sit up, wincing in pain. "Where am I?" he asked, in halting Kalith. "You are safe," Unha replied softly. "My name is Unha. I am queen of the Kalith Empire." The man blinked, clearly surprised. "I am Jae-min," he said finally. "Thank you for saving me." Unha studied him carefully. Despite his weakened state, Jae-min carried himself with quiet strength. There was sincerity in his voice, and his eyes held none of the malice her advisors had warned her about. "Why were you here?" Unha asked. Jaemin sighed. "My crew and I were exploring this region when pirates attacked us. I managed to escape, but—" His voice trailed off, and sadness shadowed his face. Unha felt a pang of sympathy. "You have my condolences," she said. "Rest now. We will decide what to do next." As Jaemin drifted back to sleep, Unha returned to the bridge of her ship. She stared out at the stars once more, her mind swirling with questions. Why had fate brought this human to her? Was he a threat? Or was he something else entirely? For the first time in years, Unha felt a spark of hope. Maybe it was a chance to challenge everything she had been taught, and perhaps find a connection she had long denied herself. Jaemin woke up feeling disoriented. The room was quiet, with soft light filtering through translucent panels on the ceiling. He blinked a few times, trying to remember where he was. Then it hit him: the attack, the escape, and the strange woman who called herself Queen. Unha had ordered her medical team to care for him, and now he lay in a guest chamber aboard her ship. It was clean and comfortable, but Jaemin couldn't shake the feeling of being an outsider. Everything around him felt alien: the colors, the sounds, even the air seemed different. A knock at the door interrupted his thoughts. "Come in," he said cautiously. The door slid open, and Unha entered. She wore a simple yet elegant robe, her long hair tied back neatly. Her expression was calm, but Jaemin noticed a hint of curiosity in her eyes. "How are you feeling?" she asked. "Better, thank you," Jaemin replied. "I owe you my life." Unha nodded. "You were lucky. Another hour, and you might not have survived." Jaemin hesitated. "Why did you save me? Humans aren't exactly welcome here." "Are they?" Unha paused before answering. "I could ask you the same question. Why were you exploring Calith space?" "I'm an engineer," Jaemin explained. "My crew and I study technology from other civilizations. We thought this area was unclaimed." Jaemin explained. "And what makes human technology so special?" Unha asked, tilting her head slightly. Jaemin smiled faintly. "We adapt quickly. Give us something broken, and we'll find a way to fix it or make it better." Unha raised an eyebrow. "Interesting. Most species see humans as reckless invaders. Not all humans are like that," Jaemin countered. "Some just want to learn and grow. But prejudices run deep, don't they?" Unha didn't respond immediately. Instead, she walked to the window and looked out at the stars. "Prejudices can be dangerous," she admitted. "They cloud judgment and create fear, but sometimes they also protect." Jaemin stood up slowly, testing his legs. "Fear keeps people apart. Maybe it's time someone tried to bring them together." Unha turned to face him. "Do you always speak so boldly to queens?" Jaemin chuckled nervously. "Sorry. Old habit." Despite herself, Unha smiled. There was something refreshing about Jaemin's honesty. He didn't seem to care about titles or power. He spoke from the heart. Over the next few days, Unha kept Jaemin under close watch, but allowed him limited freedom aboard her ship. She wanted to understand him better, to see if he truly posed no threat. During their conversations, Jaemin shared stories about Earth and its diverse cultures. In return, Unha told him about the Calith Empire, its history, traditions, and struggles. One afternoon, while touring the engineering bay, Jaemin spotted a damaged console. "Mind if I take a look?" he asked. Unha gestured for him to proceed. "Go ahead." Jaemin knelt down and examined the wiring. Within minutes, he identified the problem, a malfunctioning energy conduit, and began repairing it. The Calith engineers watched in awe as he worked with precision and speed. When the console powered back on, the lead engineer approached Jaemin. "That system has been down for weeks. How did you—" "Simple fix," Jaemin interrupted. Sometimes, you just need fresh eyes. Word of Jaemin's skill spread quickly, reaching even Commander Hyunjun. That evening, Hyunjun confronted Unha in private. "Your Majesty," he began, his tone sharp. "This human is too clever for his own good. Allowing him access to our technology is risky. He fixed something none of your engineers could," Unha pointed out. "Exactly," Hyunjun insisted. "What else might he uncover? What secrets could he steal?" Unha frowned. "He saved lives today." Hyunjun, "Would you punish him for that?" "It's not about punishment, it's about caution. Humans cannot be trusted." Unha sighed. She understood Hyunjun's concerns, but she also saw potential in Jaemin. If humans really were as resourceful as he claimed, perhaps they could help the Caliph Empire advance further. Still, she knew she had to tread carefully. Meanwhile, Jaemin continued proving his worth. Not only did he repair more systems, but he also offered suggestions for improving efficiency. His ideas were practical and innovative, earning him respect among some of the crew even if others remained wary. As days passed, Yunha found herself spending more time with Jaemin. They talked about everything: politics, science, art, and philosophy. Despite their differences, they connected on a deeper level. For the first time in years, Unha felt less alone. But her growing trust in Jaemin did not go unnoticed. Rumors began circulating among the court, fueled by Hyunjun's warnings. Some accused Unha of weakness. Others whispered about forbidden bonds. One night, as Unha and Jaemin strolled along the observation deck, she voiced her fears. "My people may turn against me if I keep associating with you," she admitted. "You're their queen," Jaemin said gently. "They'll follow you no matter what, but at what cost?" Unha countered. "If I lose their trust, I lose everything." "No. Onrin 7. Onrin 7. No plan." Jaemin stopped walking and faced her. "Then show them. There's nothing to fear. Let me prove myself not just to you, but to everyone." Before Yunha could respond, alarms blared throughout the ship. Pirates had returned, targeting both the Caliph fleet and Jaemin specifically. Unha clenched her fists. Jaemin nodded grimly. "And yours is about to change." The alarms echoed through the ship, sharp and urgent. Red lights flashed along the corridors as crew members rushed to their stations. Yunha turned to Jaemin, her expression tense but determined. "Stay close," she ordered. "This isn't safe." Jaemin nodded, his jaw tightening. He knew the pirates wouldn't stop until they got what they wanted. And now, with him aboard a Caliph vessel, the stakes were higher than ever. Unha led him to the command center, where Commander Hyunjun was already coordinating defenses. The screens displayed multiple pirate ships closing in fast. Their weapons glowed ominously, ready to strike. "Your Majesty," Hyunjun said, bowing quickly. "We must retreat or risk heavy losses." "No," Unha replied firmly. "If we run, they'll chase us, and we can't let them near Lyria Prime." Hyunjun hesitated, but didn't argue further. Instead, he focused on preparing the fleet for battle. Unha glanced at Jaemin. "Do you have any ideas?" Jaemin studied the monitors carefully. "Their ships are faster, but they lack armor compared to yours. If we can outmaneuver them, we might stand a chance." "And how do you suggest we do that?" Hyunjun asked skeptically. Jaemin ignored the tone and pointed to the map. "Use the asteroid field nearby. It'll force them to slow down while giving us cover to flank them." Unha considered the plan. It was risky, but it could work. "Prepare the fleet," she commanded. "We'll follow Jaemin's strategy." Hyunjun frowned but obeyed. Orders flew across the comms as ships shifted positions. Unha stayed at the helm, directing movements with precision. Beside her, Jaemin monitored the enemy's approach, offering adjustments when needed. The battle began moments later. Pirate ships fired first, their blasts lighting up the void of space. The Caliph fleet dodged most of the attacks, weaving through the asteroids as planned. But the pirates weren't giving up easily. They launched smaller fighters to swarm the larger vessels. Inside the command center, tension mounted. Crew members shouted updates, their voices overlapping in chaos. Unha gripped the railing, her knuckles white. She had never faced combat like this before. Jamin noticed her unease. "You're doing great," he said quietly. "Just keep going." His words steadied her nerves. Taking a deep breath, she issued another order. "Deploy interceptor drones. Target their engines." The drones surged forward, latching onto the pirate ships and disabling key systems. One by one, the enemy vessels slowed, their momentum fading. But just as victory seemed within reach, a massive flagship emerged from behind the asteroid field. "This wasn't part of the plan," Hyunjun growled. Unha stared at the screen, her mind racing. The flagship was heavily armed and shielded. A direct assault would be suicide. "We need to take out its core," Jamin said suddenly. "How?" Hyunjun snapped. "It's too well protected. There's always a weak point." Jamin countered. "Let me pilot a fighter. I can slip past their defenses and plant explosives." "No," Yunha exclaimed. "It's too dangerous." "It's our best shot," Jamin insisted. "Trust me." Unha hesitated. She hated the idea of putting him in harm's way, but she couldn't deny his skill or his bravery. Finally, she nodded. "Go. But don't do anything reckless." Jamin grinned. "No promises." Minutes later, he climbed into a sleek Caliph fighter, his hands gripping the controls. Unha watched anxiously as he sped toward the flagship, dodging blasts and debris. His movements were fluid and precise, like a dancer avoiding obstacles. Back in the command center, Unha coordinated cover fire to distract the pirates. Her voice remained calm despite the storm raging inside her. Every second felt like an eternity. Finally, Jamin reached the flagship's underside, a blind spot in its defenses. He released the explosives and activated the timer. Then, with a burst of speed, he veered away, narrowly avoiding enemy fire. "Get clear," he shouted over the comms. Seconds later, the flagship erupted in a fiery explosion. Debris scattered across space as the remaining pirate ships fled. Cheers erupted in the command center, but Unha barely heard them. Her eyes were fixed on the monitor, searching for Jamin's fighter. When it reappeared, intact and heading back, relief washed over her. She met Jamin at the hangar bay, her heart pounding. As he stepped out of the cockpit, she rushed to him, her emotions spilling over. "You did it," she said, her voice trembling. "We did it," Jamin corrected, smiling softly. For a moment, they simply stood there, looking at each other. The bond between them had grown stronger through shared danger. Neither spoke they didn't need to. Later that evening, Yunha addressed her crew. "Today, we proved that unity and courage can overcome even the greatest threats. I am proud of all of you." Her gaze lingered on Jamin, who stood quietly among the crowd. When the applause died down, she dismissed everyone except Hyunjun. "Commander," she began, "I know you have concerns about Jamin, but today, he saved us all." Hyunjun sighed. "He may have earned our gratitude, Your Majesty. But trust takes time." "I understand," Yunha replied. "But perhaps it's time we started building bridges, not walls." As she left the command center, Yunha reflected on the day's events. The battle had tested her leadership, her resolve, and her trust in others. Through it all, Jamin had been a steady presence, proving himself not just as a capable ally, but as someone she could rely on. Yet challenges still lay ahead. Rumors of her growing bond with a human continued to spread, fueling unrest among some factions. Yunha knew she couldn't ignore them forever, but for now, she allowed herself a rare moment of peace. knowing that she had taken the first step toward a brighter future. The aftermath of the battle left Queen Unha restless. Though victorious, she couldn't shake the feeling that something larger was at play. The pirates' sudden appearance near Caliph space and their focus on Jamin seemed too deliberate to be coincidence. One evening, as Unha sat in her private study reviewing reports, Jamin entered quietly. He carried a datapad in his hand, his expression serious. "Your Majesty," he began. "I've been analyzing the wreckage from my old ship. There's something you need to see." Unha gestured for him to sit. "What is it?" Jamin placed the datapad on the desk and activated it. A series of encrypted files appeared on the screen. These were hidden in my ship's core memory. They mention an ancient Caliph faction called the Pureblood Order. Unha frowned. "I've never heard of them. They're supposed to be extinct," Jamin explained, "but these files suggest otherwise. According to this, they've been operating in secret for centuries, targeting humans and other non-Caliph species." Unha leaned forward, her curiosity piqued. "Why would they do that?" Jamin hesitated. "It seems they believe mixing with outsiders weakens the Caliph bloodline. They think purity is the key to survival." Unha felt a chill run down her spine. The idea sounded extreme, even fanatical. Yet it reminded her of the warnings she'd grown up, hearing that alliances with humans brought disaster. Could those warnings have originated from this rogue faction? "We need to investigate further," Unha said firmly. Over the next few days, Unha and Jamin worked together to decode more of the files. With Jamin's technical expertise and Unha's access to classified archives, they uncovered startling truths. The Pureblood Order had once held significant influence within the Caliph Empire, shaping policies and spreading propaganda against outsiders. But what shocked Unha most was a reference to her parents. According to the files, they had opposed the faction's ideals, advocating for cooperation with other species. Their disappearance years ago might not have been an accident, it could have been an assassination orchestrated by the Pureblood Order. Unha struggled to process the revelation. Her parents' deaths had always been a mystery, but now she had a possible explanation. Anger and grief surged within her, but she forced herself to stay focused. If the faction still existed, she needed to expose them before they caused more harm. Meanwhile, rumors of her growing bond with Jamin reached new heights. Some court members openly criticized her, claiming she was abandoning tradition. Commander Hyun-jun tried to reason with her, urging caution. "Your Majesty," he said during one tense meeting, "the people are losing faith. Associating with a human undermines everything we stand for." "I'm not abandoning tradition," Unha replied calmly. "I'm redefining it for the better. Humans aren't our enemies, Hyun-jun. Fear has blinded us for too long." Hyun-jun sighed. "Even if that's true, change comes at a cost. Are you prepared to pay it?" Unha met his gaze steadily. "Yes. For the sake of Lyria Prime, I am." As tensions rose among her advisors, Unha decided to take action. She ordered a thorough investigation into the Pureblood Order, tasking trusted allies with gathering evidence. At the same time, she began drafting reforms aimed at fostering understanding between the Caliph and other species. Jamin supported her efforts wholeheartedly. Together, they planned public demonstrations of unity, showcasing how collaboration could benefit everyone. One such event involved Jamin teaching Caliph engineers advanced repair techniques, while Unha introduced human delegates to Caliph customs. Despite resistance, small victories began to emerge. Some citizens warmed to the idea of interspecies cooperation, inspired by Unha's leadership. Others remained skeptical, clinging to old fears. Then came the day when Unha received alarming news. A hidden base linked to the Pureblood Order had been discovered on a remote moon. Intelligence suggested the faction was preparing to launch an attack not just on humans, but on anyone who dared defy their ideology. Unha knew she had to act quickly. Gathering her council, she announced her decision to confront the faction directly. "This ends now," she declared. "We cannot let fear dictate our future. If we stand united, we can stop them." Her words stirred mixed reactions. While some pledged their support, others warned of the risks. But Unha refused to back down. With Jae-min by her side, she prepared to face the enemy, head-on. The journey to the moon was fraught with tension. As their ships approached the base, Unha reflected on everything she had learned. Her parents' courage, Jaemin's resilience, and her own determination, all of it, had led her here. When they arrived, the base loomed ahead, its dark silhouette stark against the barren landscape. Unha took a deep breath, steeling herself for what lay ahead. "Ready?" Jae-min asked softly. Unha nodded. "Let's finish this." Together, they stepped onto the battlefield, ready to fight not just for themselves, but for a brighter future. The air on the moon was cold and thin, barely enough to breathe without assistance. Queen Unha tightened her grip on her weapon as she led a team of Kalith warriors toward the Pureblood Order's hidden base. Beside her, Jae-min moved with quiet determination, his eyes scanning the horizon for threats. The base was heavily fortified, its walls lined with turrets and guarded by fanatical soldiers. As they approached, alarms blared, and enemy forces poured out to meet them. The battle began instantly, chaotic and fierce. Unha fought with precision, her movements sharp and calculated. She had trained for years to defend her people, and now she channeled every ounce of skill into this fight. Around her, Kalith warriors clashed with the faction's troops, their weapons flashing in the dim light. Jae-min proved just as formidable. Though not trained in combat like the Kalith, he used his ingenuity to turn the environment to his advantage. He rigged traps using nearby equipment, disabling several enemies at once. His actions earned nods of respect from even the most skeptical warriors. Despite their efforts, the enemy outnumbered them. Reinforcements kept arriving, pushing Unha's team back. For a moment, doubt crept into her mind. Could they really win this? Then Jae-min shouted, "We need to take out their command center. It's the only way." Unha nodded. "Follow me." Together, they broke through the enemy lines, heading straight for the heart of the base. Along the way, they encountered heavy resistance, but their combined strength carried them forward. When they finally reached the command center, they found it guarded by a small group of elite fighters. "Stay close," Unha said, raising her weapon. Side by side, they fought their way inside. The guards fell one by one, until only the leader remained, a tall figure cloaked in black armor. His voice echoed menacingly as he stepped forward. "You think you can change destiny?" He sneered. "The Kalith were meant to rule alone. Mixing with outsiders will destroy everything we've built. It's your hatred that destroys us," Unha countered. "Fear has no place in our future." The leader lunged at her, but Jae-min intervened, tackling him to the ground. A brief struggle ensued before Unha delivered the final blow, ending the fight. With the leader defeated, the remaining forces surrendered. Unha ordered her team to secure the base while she accessed its systems. Inside, she found damning evidence of the Pureblood Order's crimes records of sabotage, assassinations, and propaganda campaigns designed to spread fear of humans. Armed with this proof, Unha returned to Lyria Prime. She called an emergency assembly of the council and addressed her people openly. Standing before the gathered crowd, she held up the datapad containing the evidence. "For too long, we have lived in fear," she declared. "Fear of outsiders, fear of change, fear of ourselves. But today, I tell you the truth. The warnings against humans did not come from wisdom, they came from hate. And that hate nearly destroyed us." Murmurs rippled through the audience. Some looked shocked, others thoughtful. Unha continued, her voice steady and strong. "My parents believed in unity. They died because they dared to dream of a better future. Now, it is our turn to carry that dream forward. We must embrace diversity, not fear it." Only then can we truly thrive. Her words resonated deeply. Many citizens cheered, inspired by her courage. Others remained silent, still processing what they had heard. But Unha knew change would take time, and she was willing to wait. After the speech, Unha announced sweeping reforms aimed at fostering cooperation between the Caliph and other species. Trade agreements were established, cultural exchanges organized, and joint research projects launched. Humans, once vilified, became valued partners in rebuilding trust. Jamin stayed by Unha's side throughout these changes, offering guidance and support. Their bond had grown stronger through shared struggles, and though some still whispered about their relationship, neither cared. Together, they symbolized hope for a new era. One evening, as they stood together on the palace balcony, Unha turned to Jamin. "Do you ever wonder what comes next?" "All the time," Jamin replied with a smile. "But whatever it is, I know we'll face it together." Unha nodded, feeling a sense of peace she hadn't known in years. For the first time, she truly believed in a brighter future, not just for herself, but for everyone. As the stars twinkled above, Unha gazed at the horizon, imagining the possibilities ahead. The road would be challenging, but with unity and courage, anything was possible. And so, under her leadership, the Caliph Empire embarked on a journey of healing and growth. Old prejudices faded, replaced by understanding and collaboration. The galaxy watched in awe as two worlds came together, proving that even the deepest divides could be bridged with hope and determination.